All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash, the True Inferno. And again, we are sticking it with the West Coast on another Throwback Tunes episode. Yes. So what we got here is The Predator by Ice Cube. Now, this is his third studio album. This joint came out November 17th, right, in 1992, and this entire album was recorded within that same year. Now, this joint was released within months of the 1992 LA riots or Los Angeles riots, and many songs comment on the racial tension. So the title is also in part reference to the movie Predator 2, and the album itself includes samples from the film, which is actually interesting. Though this is not Ice Cube's most critically successful album, The Predator is his most commercially successful album, and we'll talk about how successful it was and things of that nature. So this joint was done under Lynch Mob Records and Priority Records, and the producers involved were Ice Cube, who was the executive producer, DJ Pooh, Sir Jinx, Torture Chamber, and DJ Muggs. Let's see if there's anybody else. I said Sir Jinx, yep. Rashad Pockets as well, those two, and Bobcat. Yeah, I didn't say Bobcat. Bobcat was involved with the production as well. All right, so that's it. So let's take a look at the charts, shall we? So this joint was 73rd on the UK album charts, and it was number 1 on the US Billboard Top 200, and on the top US Billboard Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums charts. It was also 72nd out in Australia, 61st in Canada, 56th in the Netherlands as well. So this album sold around 2 million copies in the US and double that worldwide. So we're talking obviously 4 million copies. And by the end of the year 1993, it was 24th on the US Billboard Hot 100 and 8th on the US Billboard Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart. And out in the UK, it was silver with 60,000 copies. In the US, it was double platinum with, again, selling around 2 million copies, like I said. So yeah, there you go with that. All right, let's take a look at the tracks, shall we? Before I go to that, let me see if there's any additional information on this album. And the answer to that question is no. So now let's get to the tracks off this album. So the first, okay, before I move on here, let me explain something to you guys real quick. So on the original version, there's 16 tracks. So looking at this, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them with skits. So 12 more actual songs. So I can only give you guys a top 3, not a top 5. Now, there is a 2003 version where they basically reissued this album, but they added 4 more bonus tracks. We'll get more on that in a second. But y'all know me, I'm only reviewing the original and not a reissue or redone or anything like that. Unless it's a certain, circumstances or whatever. But anywho, the first track off this album is called The First Day of School, which is the intro, basically. After that, we got When Will They Shoot, which is the first actual song off this album. Then we got I'm Scared, and then in parentheses, insert. Oh yeah, the first track, the word intro is in parentheses as well. So I'm Scared is actually a skit. Then we got Wicked, featuring Don I'm assuming this is Jaguar. Jagwarr, Jaguar. That's why I'm rolling with. This is one of his 3 singles off this album. Next up is Now I Gotta Wetcha. So Gotta, Gotta, and then Cha, apostrophe CHA. Then we got track number 6, which just so happens to be the same title as the album, The Predator. That's the name of this track. Followed by one of his most recognizable singles, It Was a Good Day. Yeah, so we all should be familiar with that one. Classic. Moving on. Track number 8 is called We Had to Tear This Motherfucker Up, and that's A at the end. Oh, well, hold up. Take out the ERs in the word mother and fucker, and yeah, add the A on both of those. So yeah, there you go with that. Track number 9 is called Fuck 'em, EM, well, possibly EM, and that's another skit, as in parentheses, it said insert right there. Track number 10 is called Dirty Mac, followed by Don't Trust 'em, again, apostrophe EM. Track number 12 is called Gangsters, Gangsta, apostrophe S, obviously. Gangsters Fairy Tale 2, the number 2, featuring Lil Russ. I have no clue who that is. Track number 13. Oh, yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Track number 13. Check Yourself, right? Oh, obviously. Check Yourself featuring Daz EFX. So yeah, that's another classic, but there's a twist to that. We'll get more on that later. So that's the third single off the album, by the way. Track number 14 is called Who Got the Camera? ? Then we got Integration, which is another skit, integration, and then parentheses, insert. Track number 16 is called Say Hi to the Bad Guy. So that's the last track off this album. Now, on the 2003 reissue bonus track, we got 4 more tracks. So track number 17 is Check Yourself, The Message Remix, featuring Daz Effect. So you're probably wondering, what? Yeah, we'll get more on that later. Track number 18 is called, oh, this is new to me, It Was a Good Day Remix. Track number 19 is called 24 with an L. There's no H in red in the number 24. And then the 20th track off this bonus, or the reissue album rather, is the letter U, You Ain't Gonna Take My Life, Gonna. You Ain't Gonna Take My Life. So again, we're not reviewing those 4 tracks, even though the Check Yourself, The Message Remix is one of my all-time favorite Ice Cube songs, but it's actually in my top 2, I think. I have to really listen to all his songs and see. But unfortunately, we're not reviewing that. We're reviewing his first 16. So let's get on with the singles first. So the first single is called Wicked. So like I said, this joint came out November 3rd, 1992. So like what? 14 days before the album dropped, which is very interesting. So, and there was a music video for this single. I had no clue. I didn't know this was a single, to be honest. And let's see. This song was a cover song by Korn for their 96 album, Life is Peachy. So that's interesting. And it was also covered by Kala Destra for the Electro Industrial Various Artists compilation, Operation Beatbox. And Limp Bizkit, y'all remember him, has also covered the song in concert, while Korn have performed this song live on several occasions with Chino Moreno, Limp Bizkit's frontman Fred Durst, and Ice Cube himself, along with Children of the Corn. So that's interesting. And apparently it did make the chart. And let me see where exactly it did make the chart at. It was 50th on the US Billboard Hot 100, 31st on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles and Tracks, and number 1 on the Hot Rap Singles charts. And believe it or not, this is interesting right here. This is Ice Cube's first single to enter the Billboard Hot 100. So that's very interesting if I do say so myself. All right, let's move on to his second single, which is called It Was a Good Day, aka Today Was a Good Day. So this joint came out February 23rd, 1993. And again, this is the second single off his album, The Predator. So let's take a look at this. Background info. So Ice Cube originally recorded a demo of the track in his home studio and went on to record the album version in LA at Echo Sound Studios during 1992, and it was one of the first ideas for the album sessions. Ice Cube commented on the concept behind the song, stating, and I quote, "The inspiration was my life at the time. I was at the top of the rap game. It was the summer of 92, and I was in a hotel room, really in a state of euphoria, rather. I had all the money I had dreamed of. I was in a good frame of mind, and I remember thinking, okay, there's been the riots. People know I will deal with that. That's a given. But I rap all this gangster stuff. What about all the good days I had?" Ice Cube initially went into the studio with a sample of the Isley Brothers' Footsteps in the Dark, and DJ Pooh enhanced the production with bass and vocals. The song has been re-released multiple times, including on Ice Cube's Greatest Hits album. A remix version sampling Let's Do It Again by the Staple Singles appeared on his Bootlegs and B-Sides. I believe that's a compilation album, as well as the NWA Legacy Volume 1, 1988 to 1998. And there is a music video for this as well. I was watching this right before I started this recording. All right, so let's take a look at the charts. So this joint was 27 on the UK singles charts. It was 15th in the US Billboard Hot 100, 7th in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, and number 1 on the US Hot Rap Songs. And by the end of the year, 93, it was 78th on the US Billboard Hot 100, 49th on the US Hot R&B Singles, and 25th on the US Hot Rap Songs. And the single was gold, selling around 600,000 copies. Now, here's where things get interesting. Let's now talk about the third single, Check Yourself. Wait a minute. Yeah, Check Yourself. Okay, yeah, so they had to type that. So this is actually the third single off the album. This joint came out July 13, 1993. So here's the deal with this joint. The song retains two main versions, the original and a remix, which utilizes the same beat as Grandmaster Flash, The Message. So the remix is titled Check Yourself, and in parentheses, The Message Remix. The original, however, the original mix includes a sample from the intro of the Beastie Boys track, The New Style, which uses the phrase check it throughout the chorus. So that is very interesting. So the song is featured again on Ice Cube's Bootlegs and B-Side album and was later released on his Greatest Hit album. The clean version of Check Yourself, The Message Remix can be found in the video game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I said this before, I'm going to say it again. That is the greatest Grand Theft Auto game of all time. Some of you may say it's Vice City, others may say 3, even though 3 is really good. I consider that to be second. But San Andreas, and some of you may even say 5 actually. That's really good too. But San Andreas to me was the best Grand Theft Auto game ever. Playing on the West Coast hip hop radio station Radio Los Santos. And in the soundtrack of the movie, Harold and Kumar escape from Guantanamo Bay. A new recording based on the original version of the song featuring Chuck D was featured in the 2010 film Dual Date. In January of 2010, Snoop Dogg released a cover version of the song. Guitarist Rain Krantz included an instrumental version of the song based on the Message remix version on his 2012 album Howie 61. So apparently there was a music video for the remix version, even though I have not seen it on YouTube. I don't recall seeing it. If I did, it was a long time ago. I don't remember how it go. And yeah, there you go with that. So okay. So if you seen It Was a Good Day, so basically if you seen the music video, because again I just watched it before I started this recording. Everything was going right for Ice Cube. Everything he said in the song was basically how it was portrayed in the music video. But at the end, when he got home at like 2:23 a.m., he was still living with his mom. He, I guess, got his siblings there, wherever. They were all asleep, but more likely. The cops showed up from like all angles, man. We talking like, police wagon, like 6-7 police cars, the chopper, they all got their guns out and aiming at Cube, and Cube just standing there like, okay. He didn't pull his strap out. He did have a strap on him. He just stood there, and then he went in the house. And dude on the megaphone was like, yo, put your hands up, and hands behind your head, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And Q just like looked around, just surveyed the scenario, and then just walked right into the house. And then the cops came in. They went in the house. Now, of course, they didn't show what was in the house, but it just said to be continued. So, this video, Check Yourself, is a continuation from that, with Ice Cube's home being surrounded and invaded by the LAPD before he is handcuffed and taken under arrest, presumably for murder. Ice Cube is then brought to LA County Jail, where he spends the majority of the video experiencing the conflict described in the lyrics, such as disputes between cellmates and breaking up with his girlfriend. Cube also references his role in Boys in the Hood, and I'm quoting here, "Oh boy, I make dough, but don't call me dough boy. This ain't no fucking motion picture." After 6 months pass, Ice Cube is able to win over the female guard watching him. She helps him break out by dressing him up in a uniform. The two make their way outside to a police cruiser and drive off into the night. So there you go with that. All right, let's take a look at the chart. This joint was 36 on the UK singles charts, 20th on the US Billboard Hot 100, number 1 on the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, and number 1 on the US Hot Rap Songs charts. By the end of the year, it was 86, 93 obviously, 86 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and 57 on the US Billboard Hot R&B singles. And this single was platinum. This single was platinum, more likely because of the Message remix version, more than likely. But yeah, there you go with that. All right, so with that out the way, let me give you guys my favorite tracks off this album from worst to first. And here's the thing. If they put the Message remix version on here instead of the original, this will more than likely be the best track off this album. But because this is the original version and not the Message version or whatever, and I heard it, I'm like, this is the worst track off this album. Like, the beat was not good. The beat was not good. I did not like the sample they used for this one. The Message remix version was so much better than this one, but the track is still different because decent rather, because the lyricism are the same for the most part. Like the flow of the delivery was slightly different, but it was still the same song as the Message version. So, like the track itself is decent, mostly because of the lyrics, really because of the lyrics. But other than that, the beat was terrible. Moving on, Say Hi to the Bad Guy. The melody was but the drums were cool. The track is tight. Now I Gotta Wet Ya. The beat was tight. I like the tempo. Should have had drums to this one instead of relying on the drums that was on the sample. But the track was tight nevertheless. Don't Trust Him. Sound like something Public Enemy would rap over. Really like the tempo here, where I like the tempo rather. Probably should have used a different snare. The melody is tight though, and the track is pretty cool. We had to tear this motherfucker up. I like the tempo. Probably should have used a different snare, but the track is still cool nevertheless. Gangsta Fairy Tale 2, the tempo is cool. I like the drums. The melody was cool. The track was cool. Who Got the Camera? The bass line really made this track without question. Probably should have used a different snare, but the melody was cool and the track was cool. Dirty Mac. Really like the snare. I like the kick. The melody was okay, but I like the tempo though. Really cool track. And we got The Predator. Track is cool. Melody is really cool. Really like the snare, and this is a really cool track. So let's get on with my top 3 tracks off this album, and they're all singles. No, they're not. My bad. 2 of the 3 are singles. My bad. So the best track right off this album is Wicked. Really like the tempo and the drums here. The melody sounds a bit all over the place though. Despite that, it's still the third best track off this album, which is shocking. And it's a really cool track. So yeah, there you go with that. Second best track off this album, When Will They Shoot? The beat is hard, man. And I really like this track right. It's a really cool track without question, man. Second best track off this album. And come on, the first best track off this album, number 1 obviously, is It Was a Good Day. This is a classic, one of my all-time favorite Ice Cube tracks. Probably third. The beat is excellent. Melody made this beat, man. So really like this track right here. Like I said, if the Message version of Check Yourself was on here, that would be number 1. That is not the case here. It's on the 2003 reissue version of this album. So I can't add it on there. But again, It Was a Good Day. The best track off this album without question. All right, let's take a look at some professional ratings. All Music gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The Austin Chronicle gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Chicago Sun-Times gave it 3 out of 4 stars. Entertainment Weekly gave it an A-. LA Times gave it 3 out of 4 stars. The Q gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Wow, check this out. Rolling Stone gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, but the Rolling Stone Album Guide gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Select gave it 3 out of 5. Uncut gave it 5 out of 5. And let's take a look at the legacy and actually the reception of this album. So, looking back on it, there was additional information on this album. I thought there was, but apparently that's not the case. So, oh, here's something new. Okay. Now I Gotta Wet Ya is the source of the popular phrase, "It's on like Donkey Kong." Since the song's release, the quote has been used in sports, commercials, movies, and television with a huge surge in usage from the years 2000 through 2005. In 2010, Nintendo trademarked the phrase in order to promote the regame Donkey Kong Country Returns. That's very interesting. I did not know that. Like real talk, I did not know that. That is very interesting. And my phone just went off, even though I thought I put it on silent. But what do I think about this album? I thought there was additional information on this album, but apparently not. But again, what do I think about this album? Well, let's see. If it had the Message remix, I would probably give this a 4.25 out of 5, maybe 4.5 out of 5. But because it don't, I'm gonna give this album a 3.75 out of 5. I recommend you download it and keep it. Like, this is a classic album, and outside of It Was a Good Day, there's not much here that really stands out, like flat out stands out. So 3.75 out of 5 stars. I recommend you download it and you keep it. So that will do it for this episode. So with that said, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.